Assalamu alaikum, grade 12. Today, inshallah, we have the last topic in this chapter, integration by parts. Let's start with this question. Look at this integration, the integral of x sine x dx. As you see here in this question, we have a product of two different functions. The first one is x, and the second one is sine x dx. We need here to divide this product of two functions into two parts. The first part will be the algebraic part x, and the second part is the trig sine x dx. So to start solving this integral, just we say let u equals x, and the other part dv equals sine x dx. Okay, using this formula. See this formula? This formula is used to integrate any integral of a product of two different functions, like this one, what we have here. So we say the integral of u dv equals uv minus the integral of v du. So we say here let u equals x, this is x, and dv is the left, sine x dx. After finding u, we need to find here du, and we need also dv. With dv we have here, we need v. Okay, so if u equals x, that means du equals dx. This is dv, so we need to integrate this one to find v. The integral of sine x is negative cosine x. Okay, so this integral, which is the integral of what? Of x sine x dx, is equal to, this one is the first part of the formula, the integral of u dv equals what? Equals uv minus the integral of v du. Now let's plug in. We should multiply u times v. U here is x and v is negative cosine x. So we should multiply this by this. So it will be negative x cosine x. Okay, minus the integral of v du. Where is v? V is negative cosine x and the du is dx. Okay, so we should write here negative cosine x, which is v, times du, which is dx. Okay, we have here negative times negative, it will be positive. So it's negative cosine x plus, because negative times negative, the integral of cosine x dx. Okay, so the last step is to write this first part as it is. Okay, now what is the integral of cosine x? The integral of cosine x is sine x, then plus c. Okay, this is the last step of this question. Here, Shabab, the question now, what is u and what is dv? Okay, how we know? We have here this question here, the product of two different functions. Okay, how we know which one is u? You have to use, or you need, or better to use this rule here. Okay, the word liat, L-I-A-T-E. Okay, the function that comes first, we say, or we choose it as u. Like if we have here a len, or logarithmic, or a len, or log, okay, we choose it as u first. Okay, and second one here is inverse trig, like sine minus and cosine minus. Okay, then next algebraic, like x squared or x. Okay, and then trig, sine, cosine, and then last exponential, e to the x or 10 power of x. Okay, so we choose u as these letters in order. So the len first, then algebraic. Okay, this inverse is not common here in our syllabus. Just len, algebraic, x squared or x, then trig, sine, cosine, tan, then last thing is exponential. Okay, here we have example 9. This example written in the book, our book. Find the integral of x squared e to the 2x dx. Okay, Now we have here two functions. The first function is x squared. This is algebraic. And the second function is e to the 2x dx. This is exponential. And as we know, the exponential is the last thing. So we say let u equals x squared. So we say let u equals x squared and dv equals the e power of 2x dx. If we have u, we need to find du. Du, the derivative of 2x squared is 2x dx. dv, so we need to find v by integrating this one. The integral of e to the x is half, because we need to divide by the coefficient of x, half e to the 2x. Okay, now we need the formula, the integral of u dv, which is this one, the integral of x squared e to the 2x dx equals uv minus the integral of v du. Every time we use this formula. Okay, now let's plug in uv. U is x squared and v is half e to the 2x. So we multiply x squared, this is u, and v, which is half e to the 2x. This is uv minus the integral of v du. V is half e to the 2x, and then du, which is what? 2x, okay, dx. Now we need just to simplify. So this one is written as half x squared e to the 2x. So this is the first part of the answer. Okay. Second part, here we need to simplify this one. Here we have half times 2. You know that half times 2 is just 1. So it will be minus. That half times 2 is 1, as I said. So it will be x e to the 2x dx. This is the second part. Second part here is formed by, again, by a product of two functions. So we have to take this one, okay, and we need to integrate here. Integrate this one, okay, x e to the 2x dx. Let's do the same thing as we done here. Let's say u equals the algebraic, which is x, and dv equals the left, e to the 2x dx. So du equals the derivative of x is dx, okay, du equals dx, and v, we need to integrate this one, which is half e to the 2x, okay. Now the integral of this is equal to what? uv minus the integral of v du. Now let's plug in. uv means this by this, means half x e to the 2x minus the integral of v du. V is what? Half e to the 2x, half e to the 2x, then du, which is dx. So this is the first part, half x e to the 2x. Now how to integrate this one? E to the 2x, you should divide by 2, dividing by 2, or multiplying by half, and there is another half, so it will be minus quarter. Quarter here because of half times half, okay? E to the 2x, then of course plus what? Plus c. So this is the integral of this second part. Now we need to plug in, okay, to find the answer of this. So we say, therefore, the integral of x squared e to the 2x dx, that will be equal to what? This is the first part, half x squared e to the 2x, okay, minus, here negative, minus the answer of this, which is this one, half x e to the 2x, half x e to the 2x, this minus, negative times negative, it will be positive, quarter e to the 2x, and then plus c. We need to find here the integral of ln x dx, okay? Here also this one is formed by a product of two functions. One of them is ln x, and the other is dx, okay? As I told you, if a ln comes, you have to start with ln as u. So we say what? Let u equals ln x, and dv equals the left, which is dx. So this is the first part, ln x, this is u, and the left dx, dv is dx. So if u equals ln x, so du is equal to what? What is the derivative of ln of x? That will be 1 over x dx. The integral of this, v equals x. Okay, so the derivative of ln of x is 1 over x, as we have studied before, dx. Okay, now let's plug in. So we say the integral of ln x dx equals uv minus the integral of v du. Now let's plug in. uv, we need to multiply u times v. That will be x ln x. This is uv minus the integral of v du. v, which is x, and du 1 over x dx. Okay, x times 1 over x, that will be 1. So the first part, x ln x, okay, minus the integral of 1. If you simplify this, x times 1 over x is 1 dx. So final answer is x ln x, okay, minus the integral of 1 dx, which is x, then plus c. Okay, so I want you now to memorize this answer to integrate ln x. The integral of ln x equals x ln x minus x plus u. The integral of ln u, it's u ln u minus u plus c. Okay, I want you to memorize this answer because it will be used later. The first question in exercise 5.8a. Okay, we need to integrate this one, the integral of x plus 1 cosine x dx. Okay, here we have first part is algebraic, x plus 1. Second part is trig, cosine x dx. And as you know, the algebraic comes first in the word layers. Okay, so we say let u equals x plus 1. Then dv equals the left, cosine x dx. So du, the derivative of x, dx. V, the integral of cosine x is what? Sine x. So the integral of this, x, the quantity x plus 1 cosine x dx is equal to uv minus the integral of v du. Now let's plug in uv, this u and this v. Okay, so we say x plus 1 multiplied by sine x, this is u v, minus the integral of v, which is sine x, du dx. Okay, keep this one as it is. This is the first part of the answer. Okay, minus the integral of sine x is what? Negative cosine x. Okay, and you know that negative multiplied by negative is positive, cosine x, then plus c. The integral of x, cosine 4x dx. Okay, we have algebraic first, so we say let u equals x, dv equals the left, cosine 4x dx. So du equals dx, and v, now we need to integrate cosine 4x. The integral of cosine is what? Sine, but you need to divide by 4. So it will be quarter sine 4x. Okay, quarter sine 4x. Now the integral of x cosine 4x dx equals uv minus the integral of v du. You know this formula will be given in the formula sheet in the final exam. So uv, we should multiply u by v. So x times quarter sine 4x. So it will be quarter x sine 4x. This is the first part of the answer, minus the integral of v du. This is v quarter sine 4x du, which is dx. That we need to integrate this one. So just we keep this one as it is. 4x sine 4x minus, okay, the integral of sine here is negative cosine. So negative by negative is positive. Here quarter, and you should divide by 4 because of 4x. Okay, dividing by 4 means multiplying by quarter, and here quarter, so it will be 1 over 16. 1 over 16 comes from quarter times quarter. Okay, then cosine 4x plus c. Now we have a limited integral, the integral from 0 to 1, x squared e to the x dx. Okay, first let's integrate this one, and last thing we plug in the 0 and 1. So we need to find the integral here, the integral of x squared e to the x dx. Okay, you know that u equals the algebraic x squared, and dv equals the left e to the x dx. So du equals, if we differentiate x squared, it will be 2x dx, and the integral of e to the x is itself. So this one is equal to uv minus the integral of v du. Now let's plug in uv. U is x squared, and v e to the x minus the integral of v du. V is e to the x, du, which is what? 2x dx. Okay, so we have again here a product of two functions. So we say x squared, this is the first part of the answer, okay, minus, just you can take this 2 outside the integral, okay, and we say here x e to the x dx. Okay, so here we have another integral here, another product of two functions. So we can take this one and we need to integrate here outside the integral of x e to the x dx. Okay, here u equals x, dv equals e to the x dx. So du equals dx, and v equals the integral of e to the x is itself. So it will be uv minus the integral of v du. uv x e to the x, this is uv, minus the integral of v du. V is e to the x, du is dx. This is very easy to integrate. So it will be x e to the x minus the integral of e to the x is itself. Okay, I'm not writing here plus c because this one will be limited. Last one would be limited. X e to the x minus e to the x. Okay, so this is the answer of this integral. So it will be what? X squared e to the x minus 2. You should multiply each term here by minus 2. So it will be minus 2x e to the x. Okay, and negative times negative positive. So it will be positive 2 e to the x. Okay, so lastly, what will be the answer if we integrate from 0 to 1, x squared e to the x dx. Okay, that will be equal to, this is the answer, x squared e to the x, this is the first part, calculated here, and then what? Minus 2 x e to the x plus 2 e to the x. Okay, and now we need to plug in from 0 to 1. Let's plug in here one by one. Let's plug in 1 first. So we say what here? 1 squared, which is 1, times e power of 1. Okay, that will be just e. 1 times e power of 1. Minus 2 times 1. Okay, will be minus 2 times 1. It's minus 2 e power of 1, means minus 2 e. Okay, plus plug in 1, e power of 1, 2 times e power of 1, which is 2 e power of 1. Now we finished plug in 1. Minus, let's plug in 0. 0 times this one will be 0. Minus, again, this one will be 0. 0 times anything is 0. Okay, plus 2 times e power of 0. You know that e power of 0 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, so final answer, if you take this one here, you know that minus 2e plus 2e will be cancelled. So the first two parts will be just e, and this one, it will be just minus 2. So this is the final answer, e minus 2. Question 7, the integral from 1 to e ln x plus 1 dx. If we use the substitution here, okay, use the substitution, okay, which is what? U equals x plus 1. Okay, so this one could be written as what? The integral from 1 to e ln of u, okay, and you know that d, if we differentiate this one, du, it will be dx. So just we need to plug in dx here as du. Okay, as we have studied before, the integral of ln x, do you remember that? Previous one, x ln x minus x. So this one will be what? The integral of this, it will be u ln of u, okay, minus u, okay, u ln u minus what? U. Okay, so if we plug in here u equals x plus 1, so the final integration for this, we say x plus 1, which is u, ln of x plus 1 minus x plus 1. Okay, and this is limited integration just from 1 to what? From 1 to e. Now just we need to plug in here. We need to plug in e first. So let's plug in for each x, plug in e. So it will be e plus 1 instead of x plus 1, e plus 1 ln of x plus 1, which is e plus 1 minus e plus 1 instead of x plus 1. So this is the first part. Minus. Now let's plug in 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Ln of 1 plus 1, 2, minus 1 plus 1, which is 2. Okay, now let's simplify this answer. It will be e plus 1 ln of e plus 1, okay, minus, if we expand the brackets, minus e minus 1, and here it will be minus, if we expand the brackets, 2 ln of 2, then plus 2. And last step here, just we need to simplify this. Here we have positive 2 and the negative 1, so final answer e plus 1, or last step, ln of e plus 1, then minus e minus 2 ln of 2, and then 2, positive 2 and negative 1, that will be plus 1. Okay, this is the final answer for this question.